You see him? Riley, he sits behind my chair on my pillow every day. That's my little Riley guy. All right, let's set up our things. Let me set up Instagram, and we'll get this show on the road. All right. Hi, Chris. Hello, hello. All right. So we're just getting everything set up, ready to go. And let me put our Facebook things so that we keep out the spammers. And I'm not choosing the only 100 characters because Krista doesn't like that. Hello, 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 Nicole. Hello, Chris. Hello, everyone. I was showing, you see him? It's my little Riley monster. He's looking out the window and he's looking at the lizards. He sits behind my back all the time. So, and then a little, somewhere during the time that we're together, he'll come around and come in front of me and get some scritchies and go back around behind me. He is just hilarious. So, happy Monday. Happy Monday of 4th of July week. This is exciting. It's such a great time of year because we're starting to we have passed the full moon, we have passed Mercury retrograde, and we're in we've passed the solstice, so we are in the trueness of summer, and we're in the celebration time. We're in the time of the rest and the relaxation and the rejuvenation. I had heard a scientific lecture that was just fascinating, talking about if the earth did not tip on an axis, we would not have seasons. And I think that's amazing. And what a difference our life, human life on this planet would be if we didn't have seasons. It would affect our crops. It would affect the oceans. It would affect, right now in Florida we're in hurricane season, and they named another storm today. And what would it be like if we had no seasons? And so that little tip of being off balance makes all the difference in the world. And so when we feel like we're a little off balance and maybe we are a little tipped, because I don't know about you, but I feel like that a lot, right? That it makes all the difference in the world in allowing us to be who we are and allowing us to go forth to our truest potential. So if you're feeling a little tipped, we had just had the full moon, we had the end of the retrograde, which we are still in that 2-week window. We had the shift of summer, so we had the longest day. Now you're going to see the days start to get shorter, and we are in that, and we had the eclipse that was part of that a little bit just before. And so if you've been feeling a little like, with the energy and a little overwhelmed, it's normal, and you're not weird or there's something wrong with you. I'm definitely tipped also, Chris. But it's important that we take this time of summer. So in summer, we rest, right? The kids are out of school. The days are hot. The days are hot, so we will slow down, right? What happens in winter? We put our coats on and we run very quickly. We run from the house to the car. We run from the car to wherever we're going. We are running very quickly, and we're like this. We're all bundled up, and we shake, we shiver, and we huddle up, and we're very closed. We're very closed, and we're very quick. And we want to do things very fast because it's cold out. And that is the time of getting stuff done, getting things done, the fall, getting things done before it's too late, before it gets too cold. In the summer, in the spring, we have all the things that laid fallow in the winter. In the spring, they burst forth. They burst forth in their glory, and the beautiful flowers and the sun and the trees and the grass and all of this, and new animal birth and all of these things that come forward in the spring. And then in the summer, we relax. We worked. We did our work. Okay, we worked in winter. to get ready to prepare for spring. We work in fall to prepare for winter. And then we work in spring to bring forth all the new growth. And in summer, we allow. It's hot. We slow down. We open ourselves up. We stand in the sun. We stand in the earth. We go outside. We connect back with nature. We connect back with the trueness of who we are. And in summer, we slow down. And so here we are. We have passed the tip point of summer. We have passed the high point, and we will come now to start moving to fall. Quickly, unfortunately. So if you have not yet taken some time to enjoy, I want to really encourage you for the next few weeks, right? We had the solstice, we had the new moon, we're in Cancer. It's a time of fun and connection and regeneration. This is the time where we are in not just in the zodiac, but just in the seasons. And if we don't take advantage of this regeneration, rejuvenation time, this time when we can fill our cups up. And it could be grand, you know, you have people that take vacation in summer, and we have other people who are just, you have staycation, right? We've had a lot of staycation over the last, 18 months. But this is a time to really focus within, to focus on filling up your own cup and doing things that are replenishing for you. Allowing yourself to maybe put aside a few dollars to have a special treat. Maybe you put a few dollars away each week so that you can get a massage at the end of each month. Or that you are, putting a few dollars aside so that you can get dinner from your favorite restaurant, take out or dine in safely, at the end of the month. Doing things that allow you to look forward, that give you joy and excitement, that fill up your cup. This is the time. I just bought a book on Amazon. It's something I was like, oh, I want to read that book. And so this is the time to do even the littlest things that allow us to rejuvenate ourselves and fill ourselves back up so that we can get ready for the work in the fall, which is, okay, where am I going? What am I doing? What am I, who am I seeing? What do I want to create? Where am I manifesting? All of these things. And so this is the time in the summer where we lay on the blanket under the tree in the grass by the beach, and we allow ourselves to dream. We allow ourselves to drift and to daydream and to welcome in these divine intuitions, these divine inspirations that help us understand what is our truest heart desire, where are we going, what do we want, what are we wanting to create. And we do those things in our dreams and in our daydreams. And so if you have the opportunity, it doesn't have to be expensive or far, but if you have the opportunity to sit under a tree or to sit near some water and just allow yourself to close your eyes, to just relax, feel your body just sink into the earth, into the ground, hopefully not literally, but allow yourself to just sink into the water, safely floating, grab a floaty, where you can just be. One of my favorite things to do, I'm so grateful to live in a home with an in-ground pool. One of the things that I absolutely love to do is to float. And I will float with my husband to just kind of hold on to my ankles and float into a wall in the pool. Or I will grab the corner of a raft and I will just float. And sometimes I will float on my back where I can just sink into the water and allow the water to just support me and all of my vertebrae and relax. But can't let my neck go too back because you don't want to get water up your nose. But not everybody can float. I get that. So I have a raft also that I will either lay on or I'll just grab onto, and I'll put my arms over the raft and I'll just let my spine stretch, to go into the deeper water, and just let my body just stretch out. And it's that allowing of relaxation, whether you're laying on the ground or if you're laying in a pool or you're floating in the water, if you have the opportunity, if you have a bathtub that's safe for you to get in and out of, just to allow yourself to be in a space where your body can relax. When the kids were little, we lived in California, we lived in Los Angeles, we did not have a pool. So we had a blow up, a kiddie pool. And we were lucky to have a backyard where I could buy a big enough inflatable pool that I could put, the kids and some of their friends and all of that. But we would also, I would get in the water, and it was just enough that I couldn't really float because it wasn't that much water, but I could just lay on. And the bottom, I always made sure the bottom was inflatable, so in case they fell. And so you just lay in the water. And so there's lots of different ways that you can create that relaxation for yourself. I have a hammock. A hammock is another great way to just let your body sink and to enjoy that motion of the earth. And it's interesting because if you've ever seen those the perpetual motion, those marbles, you pull one, it goes clack, 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 right? And if you've watched it, they've done all these experiments about how they'll go in the waves and the inline, and then they come back into alignment. That's the motion of the earth. And so even just being in the hammock, it's so marvelous to be able to just feel that swing, or a rocking chair. Any place where you can just allow yourself to sink in, relax, put your feet up, and feel the motion of the earth. Feel the energy of the earth. And so there's so many different ways to do that. I know not everyone has access to the beach or a pool or a bathtub or what have you, but there's so many different ways to do that. And whatever it is that can work for you, even if it's just laying on your bed and just closing your eyes and allowing your body to just relax. Now, if you happen to be pregnant, I know how uncomfortable it can be to lay on your back, so maybe do it for just a short time, or maybe just do it on your side. But it is, because I remember that vividly, even 23 years later. But allow yourself the opportunity to be a little tipped, be a little lopsided, to allow yourself to relax and daydream. This is one of the biggest things in our dreams, whether they're daydreams or night dreams. In our dreams, so much information can come through to us that is full of guidance and wisdom. Now, there's two things that are important about that. One, you have to be able to remember your dreams, which not everybody can do. For me, I will confess, it is sporadic. But I am a huge believer in writing down the dreams, write down what you dreamt, write down everything that you can remember, and I would tell you to do it the second you wake up. And for me, the second I wake up, I'm still not awake, so I will grab my phone and use the voice recorder in my phone, and I will record something that says, groggy as hell. I dreamt about this, and I don't know what it means, but I dreamt about this, and this, and and then I just put it down and I let it go, because we have to get it out so quickly before our conscious mind takes back over, and then we won't remember it. If you say, okay, I'm remembering it, and then later you'll be like, no, I don't remember it, because it's fleeting. And so you grab the phone, you just record something quick, and later you can go back and listen to it. Just make sure you do. Go back and listen to it and record it into your dream journal. It is so important to write the dreams down, because the more we are paying attention to the information they want to give us, the more they will give us, because they see we're listening. If they think we're not listening, they're not coming. If we're just like, yeah, whatever. People say, oh, I don't see signs, or I don't get any, how come my loved ones aren't here? I'm like, well, are you looking at the signs they are sending? If you're paying attention to what they're already giving you, they're going to give you more. If you're blowing them off and you're ignoring them, you're not going to get more, because they're still not receiving them where they are. They're trying to come and meet you where you are, and if you're meeting them, they'll be like, great, let's come a little further. There was I love Disney. I love Disney, and my very dear friend Susan, who is a redheaded Disney princess, I know she always is Merida. She just looks like Merida. She's got the big red curly hair, just so fabulous, and she's a badass warrior woman. And I love this movie, Brave, with Princess Merida, because she follows the wisps, and the wisps take her into the forest, and they just go a little ahead, and they lead her, come with us, a little wisp, and come with, and they lead her into the forest, to this adventure, to this journey, to the information that she seeks, to the information she needs to know, and she's following, and they've got this great Scottish accent, and she's following the will of the wisps. But it's that way with spirit. they will lead you a little way on, and your job is to come and meet them. And they say, great, you've come this far, we're going to go a little more. And you say, okay, I'll go a little more. And they say, great, we're going to go a little. And this is how that works. But when we say, oh no, that's just a rock, and that's not really a sign, and I'm not, I can't buy into that, and I don't see that or understand, or I don't believe, that couldn't possibly be my loved one in spirit or my angels or what have you, then they're like, oh, okay, so we're stuck here. All right, well, we'll just stay here until you're ready to come a little further. And so many people, they never get to go further because they won't meet the spirits, they won't meet the angels, the guides, our loved ones, they won't meet them any further. So allow the wisps, allow the spirit, allow yourself to expand, allow yourself to dream and to receive, because so much of our guidance comes in the dreams. And so when we wake up and we've had these amazing dreams, and we write them down so that we remember them, and then we're able to say, okay, what is that? Because what happens is when we write them down, you'll start to see the theme of what is this that's going on. I had a friend who said, I was in a plane and it crashed and burned and the whole thing exploded, but I walked away. I said, well, what do you think that means? I don't know what that means. I'm all in a panic. I'm like, okay, let me just tell you. You're in the plane, it crashed and burned, which means something is going to blow up and explode in your life, but you walked away. You were fine. You weren't hurt by it. You were okay, which means that whatever it is that's coming, you're going to survive it. You're going to be fine. And it may actually be for blessing that you were extricated from whatever it was. And sure enough, his job ended, and he, it did blew up, and he walked away, and then he got a better job. He got a much better job with a much better opportunity. So our dreams are trying to tell us things. And so in this time of summer, in this time of rest and relaxation and regeneration and reinvention, have you seen all the people are going back to work and all the places are opening back up, and everywhere you look, they're hiring. Everywhere, here in Orlando, everywhere you look, they're hiring. And it's amazing because people are reinventing themselves. People are coming to a new way of thinking about themselves and a new way of wanting to exist in the world. We have been changed by 2020, and so many people, they no longer want to live in the place, in the way, in the how that they were, and they want to do something different. They want to show up in the world differently now. And so when we allow ourselves that opportunity to just be open, it's incredible the insights that can come to us. And that is what summer is for, right? This is also something you can do each month. You don't have to only do it when it's a year, but this is something you can do at each month at the end of the full moon, or as we coming to the end of the moon cycle, as the energy comes down from the full moon and prior to the new moon being birthed, we come into that place of down and we rest. And then with the new moon, the energy comes up again. And so that's a wonderful time to do this as we prepare for the new moon as well. Thanks, Rachel. Yay. I have changed completely. I have no desire to go back to bartending. Girl, I hear you there. That is a hard job. Lots of being on your feet and people yelling at you. This is the summer. This is the time for us to rest and regenerate and unplug a little bit, and also to listen, to allow yourself to dream, to daydream, to night dream, to tap into nature, to tap into our higher intuition, and to allow that to tap into us, because so often they're being like, hey, we're here, we're trying to talk to you, and then we're not listening. So it's so important that we are letting them tap into us, because our loved ones, our angels and guides, they only ever have our highest good in mind. It may not feel like it when they're trying to purge and prune and shift us in another way. It may not feel like it, but sure enough, I promise you, it is always for our highest and best good. Becca Williams, thank you so much for your question. We are going to do our cards, and then at the end, we will do some questions and readings. So we're going to start with our Oracle of the Seven Energies. And this is a Colette Baron Reed card deck. We've got couple of hers, and I like so much. I want to give a really good shuffle and make sure that we are getting some good cards. We've been seeing a lot of themes, really a lot of cards that have been similar week after week, showing us the same themes, and I think that that's not an accident. But I also want to make sure we get good stuff coming through. So the Oracle says this is, oh, I love this, a grand symphony. Now this is the green card. This is going to be a heart chakra. This is a heart chakra card. I know, I love her. This is a heart chakra card, so this is all about love, but green is also about healing. Green is about healing ourselves and allowing new things to come in. I also love to work with green for grounding, allowing Mother Earth to come up and ground me with this beautiful emerald green vines around my legs, and really helping me feel grounded in that visualization of being grounded to the earth. So allowing yourself to receive healing, to allowing yourself to receive love, and allowing yourself, this is a grand symphony. This is the grand symphony, which means this is all about how we live our lives in harmony. And so in that time of rest and rejuvenation and asking, where do I go from here? We are allowing our music to play so that we can receive that intuition, to receive that collective guidance. So this is a beautiful card to start us off today with a grand symphony. And look, I love her art. Colette Baron-Reid has the most fabulous artists. Look at her, the trumpets in the flowers. I mean, just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Just a stump for Colette, who I do not know, but her Oracle Palooza, if you've ever wanted to learn how to read Oracle cards or get in touch with some of your higher stuff, your higher self, her Oracle Palooza has just opened. They're going to do it virtual again this year, which is so fantastic. It was a tremendous experience last year. They used to do it only in San Diego, and only like, a couple hundred people could go. And with the pandemic, one of the blessings that has come out of the pandemic is her Oracle Palooza is online for like less than $80, and they had thousands of people last year. It was just really such a blessing that they were called to make this shift so that so many more people could participate. So we're going to check out and see which goddess is with us today. This is the Goddess Power Oracle. This is also one of Colette Baron-Reid's decks. I really love this deck because it is I like to find which goddesses are going to be with us each week to guide us. Now I did pull, interesting, because I did pull Parvati first, and we know that she is one of the Hindu goddesses, but I said I need something else, I need something more, and so we pulled also Ain for adaptability. So Parvati is devotion, and so right now this is all going to be about, and we've seen her before, and this is going to be about devotion to self, because we're in summer. This is all about devotion to self, devotion. It's a two-way street. So when we practice self-care, we are having self-love and a devotion to ourself, and putting ourselves first is not wrong. It is not wrong. But we are also allowing more communication from above to come in, because they're trying to show their devotion to us as well. And so this goes back to what I was saying before about allowing them to come into your life, allowing them to show you that they are with you and that they have your back. So it is devotion that goes both ways. It is not a I was listening to somebody's podcast the other day, and I was thinking, and I can't remember which one it was, but they were talking about devotion and how there was so much devotion given to it was the kids, the documentary with the kids who were in with the Michael Jackson thing, and it was interesting because they talked about devotion to Michael, and devotion, and how he was devoted to them, and how toxic it was, but how they didn't even know. And so when we give ourselves wholeheartedly away to someone else, it's like we're giving away, there's O'Reilly, it's like we're giving away this control. And this is not devotion. Okay, devotion is even, it's equal, it's filled with love and support. When we are giving ourselves to Spirit and we are trusting Spirit, we are offering ourselves as willing, I hate to use the word puppets because it's not really an accurate word, but willing partners for what our loved ones and our angels and guides are trying to show us, their devotion to us. And we are not required to give our devotion back to them, but we are asked to trust. And the more we can trust until we can develop that relationship where it is pure and white light lived of love and support, once we understand that we are working with higher powers that are so committed to our success and our health and happiness, it changes everything. You know, the Michael Jackson thing, and there's so many opportunities for, you know, grooming and narcissists and energy vampires, and this is not that. When you have this devotion, when you allow them to show you their devotion to us, the love and support that they are trying to show us, it is so powerful, the change that can be brought into our world, into our lives. And so then we had, I heard in my head, it said, pull another card. And so this is the card of Ain. And this is all about adaptability. And I love this because these two goddesses are working together to help us shift, to help us understand that they are with us in our highest and best good. Mandy says, passengers, they come into our life to teach us and to show us, and then we pass them. We have, especially with angels, they come in for certain things, and our guides as well. They come in for certain things, and then they will leave us. So we have certain guides and angels that are with us our whole life, and then we have others that come in for, you know, what do they say, reason, season, and lifetime, right? But I love that they're talking about adaptability. They're talking about devotion, but they're also talking about being flexible to where you're being led. It's a very interesting thing because we say, I want this in my life. And the universe goes, okay. And then they bring that thing to you, but it almost never looks like what we think we wanted it to look like or what we expected it to look like. It almost never looks like what we expected. But if we, and so a lot of times we go, oh no, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I tell this story. Many of you know that I still work as a sales director with Mary Kay Cosmetics, and I've been with the company for more than 2 decades. And there was a time when I drove several pink Cadillacs, and I'm very grateful for that experience and that time in my life. All the time that Mary Kay offered pink Cadillacs, it was the sedan, right? The Cadillac DeVille. It was the land yacht. And when it came time for me to earn my first pink Cadillac, they had brought out the SUV. And that was wonderful. I love that car. But I kept looking at it. Even after we earned it, we picked it up. It was in my driveway. I'd look out my bedroom window and I'd look into my driveway and I'd say, it doesn't look like what I thought it was supposed to look like. Because it wasn't a sedan. It wasn't the land yacht. It was an SUV. And I loved the SUV, but I kept looking at it going, is that right? Because it didn't look like I had imagined it in my mind because it was something so much better. I didn't really want the land yacht. That's the land yacht. But I loved the SUV, but it was something better. But even still, we get this programming in our mind. And so we are reminded to be adaptable. When we ask the universe for help, they will send it. But I guarantee you that 98.6% of the time, I totally just made that up number, it will be not what we expected, but it will always be something better. And so we allow, and we are adaptable, and we trust them, and we show them that they can trust us to follow the wisp and to go a little bit further each time, right? Because they will take us step by step. Because you know what happens if we don't listen and we don't go along, right? They get the little nudge and the little poke and they'll knock and they'll knock, and then you get, bam, cosmic bitch slap. So please listen so that you don't get the cosmic bitch slap. Because, you know, anybody who's had some major spiritual awakening can tell you we've had the cosmic bitch slap, and it sucks. So here's where we are in our, that's because we're thinking about it with our analytical mind. Stay out of the left brain. You're so right, Rachel. Stay out of the left brain, right? That is logic and analytical side. Stay in the right brain, which is trust in the magic. That's where we want to be. And so here we are in Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle. Her new book is out, by the by, in case if you are interested. Please don't ask me what it's called. I don't remember. But she is wonderful. And this is truly one of my most favorite card decks I've ever worked with. And so here we have Share Your Voice. Come out of the cave of persecution and into expression. This is all about sharing your truth, but we have to go through that time of laying in the grass and allowing our imagination to go and wonder and grow so that we can see where are we going next, so we know what it is that we are sharing. What voice are we sharing? What is it that we have to offer? What is it that we want to bring to fruition and that we can create in the universe? Sharing your voice, it is so powerful. And I got to tell you, this has been a theme for a couple of days now, of people sharing their voice, because we get people who have so much important information to share, and they go, oh no, not me, oh no, because this is the time of expression. This is the time for reinvention. We talked about people are coming out of their cocoons, out of their shadows, into new jobs, into new opportunities. We are reinventing ourselves, and this is the time to share your voice. Are you a writer? Are you a poet? Are you a painter? Are you just wanting to share some time with a friend? So this is the time to share your voice, share your truest thoughts. And I love this, because if you've ever heard me talk about how humanity has been evolving through the chakras over the last 150 years, this is exactly it. We are in the time of the throat chakra right now. And so please don't hide your light under a bushel. Share your voice, share your light. It is so needed right now. So many more people. If you are someone who follows me or others like me, your voice is needed. Your light is needed. I love this card, the Ever Unfolding Rose. This is cracked open. It is happening for you and not to you. This is your evolution card. This is your evolution. You are on the right path. This is your evolution card. And I had someone say to me the other day, you always say that we're on the right path. You know, you cannot be on the wrong, cannot be on the wrong path. You cannot be on the wrong path. You can't, because if you've heard me explain about time before, I love this analogy, this explanation that Ted Danson gives in the TV show The Good Place with Kristen Bell, and I've said this 100 times. He explains time by writing in cursive. Remember cursive? Let me see if I can write it. Page. Okay. Oops, I need a pen. Jeremy, remember Baramy. Remember cursive? Okay, so here's Jeremy Baramy. Okay, it's probably backwards in the camera, but I apologize. You get the idea. So see how it loops and it twirls and spins and it loops back and forward and all of these things. So, but it always goes forward, and you always end up at the end of the word. And you go looping back and up and down and round, but you still end up going forward. That's time. That's the path. You can't be on the wrong path. There is no wrong path. You can get out of alignment. You can stop paying attention, but your path is still going to loop you back around and bring you back around forwards to where you're supposed to be anyway. There is no wrong path. So yes, you're absolutely on the right path. You may not be where you want to be on the path. You may be feeling like, here's my thinking, that you have learned this lesson 17 times, and why do you have to keep coming around the circle to learn this lesson again? Except for the fact that you're learning it up here. You're learning it at a higher understanding, a higher comprehension, because you're wise enough to say, I've been here before, which means you're now a rung up, and you're moving forward, and you're going up. Okay, so we move and we loop backwards, around, and forwards, but we still are going forwards. We still are going up. Everything has the opportunity to teach us and to learn, for us to learn from it in the ever unfolding rose. We are always learning and we are always going forward, even when it doesn't feel like it. And so when it feels like, oh, what is going on? Stop and ask for a second. What is the universe trying to show me? What is the universe trying to help me with? What am I missing here? What am I supposed to be seeing? Sometimes I just throw my arms up in the air and go, what in the hell are you trying to show me? Because I am definitely not getting it. So could you please get a little clearer, because I am not getting it. And then I sit quiet and I say, okay, tell me, because I'm not hearing it. I'm missing it. And it's annoying when you're missing it, because once you understand that everything that they're doing, because spirit does not waste a thought. And so once we understand that they are trying to help us, we surrender and we say, I trust you. I know whatever this garbage is that you're making me slog through is for my highest and best good, but I'd love to go through this faster if you could help me see what I'm supposed to see. And then I'm going to wait, and I'm going to listen, and I'm going to shut off that left brain, because that left brain is going, and so I'm going to just listen. And I'm going to bring great gratitude and gratefulness into my heart to say, I know you're on my side. I know you're trying to show me. Help me. And that makes all the difference. All the difference. I love my Slinky, Rachel. I use it for many things. Okay, so then we also have the inner temple. This uses the word devotion again, tuning into the portal of your heart. Now, I gotta say this card came up upside down, which means that you're going to start using the slinky for all your analogies. You are so welcome to use that slinky. I will tell you, I had my girlfriend go, she was out running around. I said, I need a slinky, and this is what she bought me, and I love that it is rainbow colored. So, I love my slinky. So thank you very much, Vicki, for my slinky. This card is upside down, the inner temple, which means exactly what I just said. We're not listening. I love when the cards do exactly what we just talked about. It means we're not listening. It means that and it's not a reprimand, okay? The cards, when they're upside down, it's not a reprimand. It's a reminder. It's a reminder that we could be doing more to listen, that we could be doing more to pay attention, because when we don't pay attention, right, we get the knock and the nudge and the poke, and then we get the bitch slap, right? So we could be doing more to pay attention. So as you are going, just allow yourself to tune in. And this is that part of the summer, is all about allowing yourself to tune in, because so much of our world is about tuning outside. What do I got to do? Where do I got to go? Who do I got to help, fix, do, share, drive, carpool, soccer, kids, food, whatever. And summer is the time. I had a lot of parents when my kids were little. My kids are, one's out of college, one's halfway through college. And when the kids were younger, people would be like, oh, I hate summer, the parents, because the kids are home, we have to entertain them, we have to da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, no. I love summer. Because summer, I could take them to camp, and they had a great time, and there was no homework, and maybe I had to pack a lunch, but there was no, once they were home, it was all joy. There was no homework. There was no, you got to do this, and this. And it was such a more relaxed time. When the kids would come home, we'd jump in the pool, we would hang out, we'd cook dinner. It was so much easier than you have to do this, and you have to go to soccer, and you have to go to practice, and you have to do your reading, and you have to do your spelling test, and you have to blah, blah, blah. And so this is the time for us to go within. This is a reminder to go within, that it's safe to go within, for us to be able to receive what is it that we want for us. This is the time we go right back to the very, very first card. Green, heart chakra, self-care, self-love, self-devotion. We've seen that word several times today, devotion. It is not wrong to put ourselves first, and this is the time of the year to do that, to allow ourselves to regenerate. Get out in the sun, get some vitamin D on you, and allow the universe to help guide you. What do you need? Where are you going? What is going to be your grand symphony? If you can't listen to yourself, you won't have that language to create what you are being guided and called to create. That grand symphony, that place of love and self-care and healing. Green is the color of healing. And we are reminded that they are so here to help us with their devotion. Parvati reminds us, and then also we are reminded to be flexible and adaptable. Ain reminds us to be adaptable to all of the things that they are trying to bring into our lives. If it doesn't look like what we think it should look like or we imagined, that's okay, because they will use it for something better. I love that pink Cadillac, and I will tell you that every time I think that's not what I imagined, or that's not what I expected, it is always better. It is every single time. Every time I catch myself saying, well, that's not what I expected it to be, and I say, but you know what, this or something better, I know it's going to be better, because they have so much more ability to see and to create than we do, and we trust them, because it is so the time for us to share our voice, to listen and to be strengthened and bolstered by them, to know that we are being called to share our light, to share our voice, to share with others that this is all happening for a reason, and that we are the ever unfolding rose, that we are going in the right direction. I will always say that, because there isn't a wrong direction. Even when I look at all the political unrest and the stuff and the and it just makes me want to yank my hair out, I know that there is a higher purpose, because people are learning, they're waking up, they're seeing something. They are understanding something in a way that we could not understand without extremes. Sometimes we get so lulled that we're just like, oh yeah, whatever, and we don't pay attention until there is the cosmic bitch slap. And that is, especially if you've been in the United States the last 4 years, that has been where we are. But it is for our highest and best good, because we are learning so much and making different choices. And we are reminded to go within, that it is safe to trust your thoughts, to trust them, to trust your higher guidance, to allow that in. When you find that you are bumping up against the wall and you're Jeremy backtracked a little bit, what is it that you're trying to show me? What is it that you are trying to get me to see and to learn and understand, because I'm not getting it and I want to stop slogging through this mud. So show me clearer. And they will show you signs. And it is okay to say, I don't understand. I need more information. Show me something else. But it's important that when you ask for that information that you are open to what they're going to show you. Because it might be, seriously, that the sign you get is gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe. But we look at that and we go, oh, dang it. Except, no. You're being held in place. You're moving too fast. You need to slow down. Stand still. Just breathe. And that's the reminder for here we are in summer. We're officially in summer. Enjoy it. Get out in the sun, under a tree. Relax. Breathe in and let yourself be nourished. Let yourself be filled up, and bring in that imagination, the daydreams, and make sure you write them down. All right. I thank you, my friends, for allowing me to share cards with you this week. Today, and to share some channeled information. I will stay for a few more minutes for questions if anybody's got some questions. I know a couple people had said that. Please do not ask me, can I have a message for my highest good? If there is something specific, I would be so happy to help with that. But can I have a message for my highest good? For these quick mini micro readings, it's me just taking a shot in the dark, and I want to make sure I'm giving you good information. So if you've got something specific, like where can I get me a slinky? I think this one came from Five Below. So I love my slinky. So we'll happy to answer any questions that I can. And I will remind you that we also have meditation on Wednesday night. And I also want to share that my beginning mediumship class is going to start on July 8th. Beginning mediumship. That is going to be 6 weeks of live classes, Zoom class with me. And 6 weeks, and there's going to be a group. We would love to have you with us. So if you have wanted to learn a little bit more about mediumship, whether you are planning on, moving in that direction or not, just even to learn about it, it is such a great, there's such great information that can help you tune more into the guidance that you are getting in your life. So feel free, if you would like more information, just send me a message about our beginning mediumship class. Will start on July 8th on Thursdays, 6 Thursdays. So, all right, I've got no questions. I'm trying to stall so people can have a chance to type. And so I will say thank you. Thank you for spending some time. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me today. I am always so honored for the fact that you choose to make me a part of your life, a part of your week. And I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, happy, fabulous week, and a happy, fabulous July 4th if you're in the United States. And I will see you all next Monday if I don't see you on Wednesday for who you asked questions. I asked questions. What questions did you ask? Hang on. All right, I scroll back. I asked questions. What questions? You said you were tipped. There was no questions. I got no questions. All right. Well, you can message me privately. All right. Mwah. Have a wonderful July 4th. Chris Judd, feel free to message me or pick up a phone. I love you. Mwah. Have a great week.